Hi, thanks for joining me today. Is your partner, the parent of your stepchild, the biggest problem in your stepfamily? What do you do if you find that your partner's parenting style is really not helpful? Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. Often, it's your partner's parenting style that can be so different from yours, or what yours would be if these children were yours, that it can really bring about several obstacles to the way the family is run. Or you can find that your partner is very much affected by what's gone on in the past and doesn't want to give their child a hard time when they come to stay, maybe doesn't want to discipline them, maybe wants to give them nothing but a good time, and positions you therefore in this place where you have to maybe be the disciplinarian because your partner's not going to say anything negative to their child. So that puts you having to say things that your partner's not prepared to do, and then that affects your relationship with your stepchild, and it also puts you at odds with your partner. And then if your stepchild sees that you are at odds with your partner, often the stepchild unconsciously and possibly inadvertently can divide and split you, so they can choose who to go and ask for favours or things and choose not to go to somebody else. And then your partner can say yes to things that you would then say no to, and then that splits you and your partner, and you and your partner can really begin to fall out about this co-parenting arrangement that you don't have in your home. My advice to you on this is that this can be quite a dangerous trap that a step-parent can fall into, because what you can do is you can go to your partner and sort of explain why you and they should be doing something differently to what they are doing at the moment. And this is all very tempting because you want the step-family to work and you see how it could be better, and all you're doing is trying to help, and after all you've got a good relationship with your partner, so communication is key and you are talking to them about it. But actually, I would suggest, instead of wading in there and suggesting different things, especially if you get pushback the moment you do suggest different things, and just observe and watch and see what the consequences of the parenting that your partner is giving them is having. Then the trap that you've got to avoid getting into is being drawn into an argument with your partner about their child. As what can often happen in this situation is your partner can see that you are disapproving in some way of either their parenting or their child, and can become quite defensive and don't see you as somebody with their child's best interests at heart. It's very difficult to get between a parent and their child. A parent has been parenting for a while and is usually quite adamant about the way they want to parent, and if they want to indulge the child or spoil them, then actually they may not take very kindly to being told not to do that. So after you've tested the water for a bit and realised that your partner could become quite defensive, protecting their child against your opinion, then I would advise stepping away and back from the situation first and foremost, and let the parent parent their child and not get involved so much yourself. That way you're taking yourself out of the triangle or out of the middle of what could possibly develop into often what is quite a serious argument in a step family, where you, the step-parent, aren't being backed up by the parent and the child comes between you. What one needs to do instead is get out of the middle, out of the triangle, and out of the argument. And that might mean you having to say things like, well, no, I'm not really prepared to do that because you and I don't think the same way about how this should be handled, and allow the parent to receive the full consequences of their parenting actions. Because if they indulge their child will become more and more impossible to manage. If they spoil them, same thing will happen. If they don't have any discipline, it'll just get more and more out of control. And what you need to be is out of the picture when that happens. And the most important thing of all, in all of this video that I'm giving you in terms of advice, is don't rescue the situation when things go wrong with the child and their parent. It's so often that, things go wildly wrong and then you help out, you help your partner and step in, and the thing will happen again and again because the parent won't learn their lesson and you will be forever stepping in to help out. I mean, things like a teenage stepchild comes in drunk one evening, is sick all over the carpet in the drawing room. The step-parent, in order to help, clears it up. The child goes to bed and the parent doesn't learn the consequences of setting boundaries for the child so they don't get drunk. For example, a bit of an outrageous example, but hopefully you can see what I mean. And so do not rescue the parent from their parenting choices. And then when the parent gets stuck and things go more and more wrong, the parent may turn to you if you have kept a good relationship and a reasonably independent view which isn't critical. The parent will come and discuss this with you, and then you can say, well, you don't always accept my opinion on this. You think you want to parent in your own way, and I don't want to interfere with you in that. But, if you want my opinion is this. And then if the parent is amenable to that, then you can then say, well, shall we do it differently from now on? And I am prepared to step in if you are prepared to back me. And backing you is what you're wanting, because the moment they don't back you, the child will split you. The moment your partner says they will back you, you have parenting or co-parenting or co-step parenting or whatever authority. And that makes all the difference, because when the child is told when things aren't right or gone wrong, yep, I back up your stepmother or father on this decision, that's when you've got the authority. But you need to wait for the parent to invite you in and accept you as a parenting authority and prepared to give you some before you can advisedly step in and do the parenting without the child splitting you. So this approach can take a while. You might need some patience. You need to work out how you're going to cope while the parent is parenting their child and it's not working particularly well. You need to use strategies to make you feel okay, feel better, feel as though you can carry on coping. But in essence, my message is, do not go head to head with your partner about their parenting style unless they show you indications they're prepared to back you in what you think and you can do it together, and they're prepared to back you in front of their child. If they don't, keep out of that argument altogether, otherwise you'll be blamed, the child will not obey you, you will have all sorts of problems, and it can cause terrible fracture of the relationship between you and your partner. So keep apart from the argument until your partner turns to you and invites you in to co-parent. That might never happen, but parenting styles have consequences. They really do. If you parent in a particular way, the child will respond in a particular way. So if the parenting style isn't working, let it not work, and then step in to support your partner. But if you've ruined the relationship by arguing about it for months and years before that happens, then that disconnect and that relationship breakdown is quite difficult to mend between you and your partner, and also doesn't do the relationship between you and your stepchild any good either. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. Do look on our description box below for links to our social media and website.